We all know that the Ford Maverick is one of the best cars to ever be made, but everything has its pros and cons. It has been dominating the market for a long time, but there is a reason why Ford is upgrading it, right? As much as we all love the current Ford Maverick model, we need to know that this generation has to be up to date with the rest of the competition. And that is a good thing, at least on paper. But this is also bad news for us for two main reasons. Watch till the end because with the new upgrades, these new problems are coming. Facts. The Maverick is no ordinary truck. This baby has taken the automotive world by storm, catching even Ford by surprise. The buzz and excitement are off the charts, making waves that no one expected. But with all this hype comes some serious challenges, and Ford's got its hands full with production and distribution woes. Seriously, scoring one of these bad boys is like finding a needle in a haystack. And those markups? A little extra is understandable with such high demand, but $15,000 more? That's impossible for a lot of people. You just can't go out and buy a new one. But don't lose hope just yet. There's a silver lining on the horizon. Rumors are swirling that the 2024 models might bring some much-needed relief, shorter waits and saner prices. But let's be real, folks, getting a Maverick will still require the patience of a saint. The hype train is barreling full steam ahead, and it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. But let's talk about the headaches beyond just the long waits and wallet-busting prices. And there are a lot of them. Think about it. The production lines are feeling the heat. Ford's assembly lines are working overtime, and if they really do ramp up production as rumored, we're in for a wild ride. Can Ford keep up with this frenzy? Only time will tell. But we're here, in the middle of a Maverick maelstrom. It's a perfect storm of automotive chaos. Will Ford pull off a miracle and meet the demand without compromising quality? Or will we be left dreaming of Mavericks while dealing with the supply chain nightmares? But one thing's for sure, the Maverick is here to stay. It's making waves like no other truck, and no company wants to let go a product like this. It's bound to be one heck of an adventure, but that's an adventure with lots of troubles. Let me explain. Performance issues. First off, let's talk about the engines. The Ford Maverick has been catching some heat for its engine lineup, and you need to buckle up because we're about to uncover some juicy details that go beyond just disappointment. Yep, you guessed it. The 2.5-liter engine is front and center in this drama, casting shadows not only over the Maverick but also its cousin, the Ford Escape. Now, the heart of this mechanical hiccup lies in the chaotic world of manufacturing. The insane demand has really put the squeeze on the production process, leaving both the Maverick and Escape vulnerable to the dreaded engine failure curse across all model years. The base 2.5-liter four-cylinder hybrid engine struggles when it comes to towing and handling heavier loads. Even if you opt for the souped-up 2-liter turbocharged engine, there's still a hunger for more power, especially if you're itching for that heart-pounding thrill behind the wheel. But it's not just about getting from A to B anymore. It's about the whole shebang for everyone on board. While the Maverick zips through city streets like a dream with its compact frame, it might stumble a tad on highways and rough terrain. The suspension and steering could use a bit more finesse to deliver the precise control and thrill some drivers crave. And then there's fuel efficiency. While the Maverick promises to be a gas sipper, it might not quite hit the bullseye in real-world driving conditions. If you're banking on top-tier mileage, you might find yourself slightly disappointed, especially when efficiency is key during those tough drives. So before you sign on the dotted line for the Ford Maverick, it's worth diving into its performance across the board. But hey, that's why I'm here, to keep you in the know. So keep your eyes peeled. A lot of people think the suspension and off-road capabilities are where the Ford Maverick falls short in terms of quality. But let's be real, there are more areas that might not quite hit the mark for those who crave top-notch materials, spaciousness, and cutting-edge tech features. Let's talk about it. Design problems. Now, when it comes to interiors, the Maverick leans a bit too much on plastics and lower-tier materials. This is nothing like the plush cabins you get with luxurious finishes that scream durability and sophistication. And let's talk storage because the limited space inside the Ford Maverick could be a deal-breaker for many. If you're the type who's always lugging stuff around or needs plenty of room for your gear, the lack of storage options and cargo space could be a real headache. This definitely impacts how practical and versatile the truck is for your daily grind and outdoor adventures, affecting its overall appeal. In today's tech-driven world, having modern features is crucial for the seamless, connected driving experience we all crave. Considering the Maverick's urban-focused audience, it's essential that it delivers in this department. However, the infotainment system on the Maverick might leave some underwhelmed with its dated interfaces, limited connectivity choices, and mediocre entertainment offerings. These factors can put a damper on the driving pleasure and may not meet the expectations of those seeking a well-equipped, tech-savvy cabin. If you're looking for a Maverick to buy, then these should give you some serious pause. But the thing is, I'm not even halfway through the problems. Capabilities and functionality. This truck is tailored for city life, but if you're in fields like construction or landscaping, where hauling and towing are daily rituals, that's where the rubber meets the road. Functionality is everything. In terms of towing, this thing holds its own with a respectable towing capacity of 2,000 pounds. However, if you crave some serious towing muscle, then the optional 2-litre EcoBoost engine with all-wheel drive is the way to go. When paired with the available 4K tow package, this powerhouse unlocks a maximum towing capacity of 4,000 pounds, and this thing has a payload capacity of 1,500 pounds. Sure, in the urban hustle, the Ford Maverick shines bright with its practicality and functionality, but when it comes to towing and payload, it might not stack up against some other trucks out there. For instance, the Santa Cruz offers a maximum towing capacity of 5,000 pounds, while the Maverick breezes through lighter loads. Heavy trailers or gear can give it a run for its money. But hey, at the end of the day, it all boils down to what you really need from a truck. So let's move on to something that a lot of people often overlook. Let's dig deep into what makes the Ford Maverick tick. The heart and soul of its performance, capabilities, and overall driving experience. Its build. Platform and production quality. Just like the nitty-gritty details both inside and out, the Maverick's platform plays a pivotal role in shaping your choices, especially if you're all about stability, agility, and efficiency in your wheels. I mean, who doesn't crave those awesome features in a ride, right? However, some drivers have sounded off about its less than stellar handling, particularly when navigating tricky road conditions or making those sharp, gotta move now maneuvers. What you get is inconsistencies in ride comfort and stability, resulting in a less than ideal experience behind the wheel. On top of that, durability and reliability have come under scrutiny from a segment of Maverick owners. Issues like premature wear and tear, vulnerability to rust, and occasional component hiccups have raised doubts about the platform's long-term resilience. And if that wasn't enough, there's another biggie that has left quite a few, myself included, feeling a bit let down. Off-road limitation. When you steer this bad boy off the beaten path, it's like trying to skate on thin ice. The ground clearance is a bit on the low side, and that front bumper, it's like a magnet for every bump and pothole in sight. Not exactly ideal if you've got a craving for some serious off-road action, right? Plus, its unibody chassis is great for keeping you comfy on paved roads, or at least that's what we thought, but it doesn't quite cut it when the going gets tough in the wild. But now, let's talk about the elephant in the room: front-wheel drive. Who thought that was a good idea for a truck? Rear-wheel drive would have made more sense. It's like ordering a burger without the patty. It just leaves you scratching your head. And before you go hunting for that dream Maverick with all-wheel drive, let me save you the trouble. It's not on the menu. Yeah, that decision's got everyone puzzled. Sure, front-wheel drive might save you a few bucks at the pump, but is it worth sacrificing that rugged capability? Even with hybrid versions chipping in with their electric rear-wheel assist, they still don't hit the mark for off-road enthusiasts. Ford's solution to this was the FX4 trim, decked out with all-terrain tires, tough skid plates, and all those cool gadgets like hill descent control. It's a beacon of hope in this off-road desert. Yet it still misses out on lifting that ride height, a missed opportunity for sure. Then there's the Tremor Pack, swooping in to lift things up and give the Maverick some serious off-road chops. But those supply chain issues are something else. Like I was saying, you might need the patience of a saint or a big wallet to snag one. So for now, we're all stuck in wait-and-see mode, hoping Ford hears our pleas for that proper four-wheel drive upgrade down the line. But hey, when it comes to upgrading your ride, you want something that can handle both the city hustle and off-road bustle. It should be like a truck if they're calling it one, right? And this might be tolerable. When you really think about it, everything has its own pros and cons, but this is getting out of hand. I don't want to seem harsh, but it is like Ford can't make trucks all of a sudden. They just keep getting things wrong. And don't just take my word for it. Let me break it down. Questionable upgrades and fixes. So they rolled out these updates with all the fanfare you'd expect, but there's this nagging feeling among buyers. You know the kind, that little voice whispering. Are these tweaks actually worth it? Sure, it's normal for new rides to hit a few speed bumps in the early days, but the Maverick's got a whole saga of hiccups that might leave you shaking your head. First off, let's talk safety. Those side curtain airbags. It turns out they've been acting up, which is enough to make anyone nervous. Drivers and regulators alike have been sounding the alarm. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, did a deep dive and, boy, what they found was pretty alarming. The displacement results for the front lower primary target overshot the federal regulation limit by a whopping 11.9 millimeters. That's not just a minor glitch, it's a pretty serious red flag about the vehicle's safety standards. But it doesn't stop there. The Maverick's also wrestling with some gnarly brake issues. And to top it all off, some folks have reported that the brake pedal just freezes up entirely, which is a major safety hazard for everyone on the road. So yeah, these so-called improvements might have been aimed at wowing the crowd, but there's this cloud of skepticism hanging over the Maverick. Every new vehicle has its growing pains, but with issues like these, it's easy to see why some buyers might be feeling a bit let down. Safety features like airbags and reliable brakes are non-negotiables, and the Maverick seems to be struggling to meet the mark. Now, we all know that no ride is perfect, especially one fresh out of the factory. But when safety's at stake, those imperfections hit a little harder. Drivers are trusting these machines with their lives, so it's no wonder they're looking at Maverick's list of issues, thinking twice. You want a vehicle that's not just flashy, but one you can count on when it matters most. After all, who wants to roll the dice for their safety? And in this type of market where competition is fierce, the Ford Maverick needs to step up its game to stand out. Unfortunately, some recent updates have raised more eyebrows than they've inspired confidence. And when you talk about the electronics, the Maverick's got a whole new bag of tricks. Imagine cruising along, suddenly your truck's horn starts blaring out of nowhere. You're not even touching the horn, but everyone around you is giving you the side eye, and you're left shrugging, wondering, what can you do? Then there's the infotainment screen, the supposed marvel of modern tech that's supposed to make life easier. Instead, it's freezing up right when you need it most, leaving you smacking the screen like it's an old TV. And those key fobs, they've got a mind of their own too. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and you're left standing there thinking, really? Now? These issues might not be the kind that'll send you careening off the road, but they sure do make owning a Maverick feel like you're in a comedy of errors. It's like every day there's a new chapter in the saga of what'll go wrong next. Now, there's this big question hanging over everyone's head. Just how long can a Ford Maverick keep it together? And here's the kicker, even after you've gone through the whole song and dance of getting these issues fixed, the Maverick's still got gremlins lurking under the hood. It's like playing whack-a-mole with problems. You knock one out and another one pops up. But hey, let's not get too down in the dumps. The Maverick's still got a lot going for it. It's just that these nagging issues make it feel like a mixed bag. You get the good, the bad, and the downright frustrating all rolled into one. And one of these issues is its main appeal in the first place. This might be the first truck to pull off something like this. Just think about it. People love this truck because it is cheap, but have you ever seen an affordable Maverick in real life? It is weird, but we need to talk about this in detail. Pricing issues. The 2024 Ford Maverick struts in with a price tag ranging from $23,815 to $34,855, making it a real steal for those of you who are keeping an eye on your wallet. Starting with the price, the Maverick's range is pretty tempting, right? I mean, who wouldn't be drawn in by the thought of getting a versatile truck without breaking the bank? And in an age where gas prices can make you wince at the pump, having a truck that sips fuel rather than guzzling it is a huge plus. This budget-friendly gem is definitely appealing, especially when you consider its smart design and killer fuel efficiency. But let's be real, the base price they flaunt in ads is just the tip of the iceberg. You and I both know those figures often look prettier on paper than in reality. And when you dive into the compact and mid-sized truck market, things get spicy. The Maverick is up against some serious heavyweights in its class. Each rival brings its own bag of tricks, unique features, performance perks, and price points that might just turn your head. Competition. The Mavericks have to duke it out with seasoned players who've been perfecting their game for years. Think of it like a boxing match where every truck has its own strengths and strategies. You've got models that excel in off-road capabilities, others that offer luxury interiors that make you forget you're in a truck, and some that bring a perfect balance of power and efficiency. The Maverick has to find its niche and deliver something that makes it the go-to choice. So what makes the Maverick a contender worth considering? For starters, it has really good fuel efficiency. It comes in a small size fit for cities. However, those looking for cutting-edge tech or top-tier luxury might find themselves glancing at the competition. So the Maverick's biggest challenge is convincing buyers that he's not just the new kid on the block, but a serious player in the game. It needs to shine in areas that matter most to truck buyers: reliability, versatility, and yes, a bit of swagger. They just need to fix their problems in order to keep the good momentum going. When it first came out, it was like that underdog story we all love. A truck that's punching above its weight and aiming to prove it's got what it takes. Whether it can outshine its rivals and become the must-have midsize truck is a tale we're all eager to see unfold. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.